everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 37 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where I'm hanging out over by my quartz and bauxite production line. I've been chilling over here for a few minutes, and I'll tell you why. We're not getting quite enough quartz to fulfill our needs at this moment. So, last episode, we started routing quartz back to our main base, and basically voiding the excess quartz that we have, due to the way that we're using drones. As a result, we are now not producing enough silica for all the aluminum that we need. And that is a bad time, right? So that's bad news bears. So we have to fix that. We need to fix it immediately. So what I'm going to do is improve upon the way my trains work. So I see my train coming into the station as we speak. We can kind of see it on the map here as well. When it gets here, I'm going to stop it. And then I'm going to adjust the way our train setup goes, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another freight platform to the train station and have one freight platform dedicated to bauxite and one dedicated to quartz, okay? So what I'm going to do is turn off autopilot for a minute, back this dude up. Excuse me, Mr. Train, I'm backing you up. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, and then we're going to clear out this railway that we're at. You may need to back up a little bit more. He may need to back up a little bit more. And the reason I'm starting on this end is because I want an empty train to clear out, right? Like, so right now, if we take a peek at this guy, he's actually pretty full. That's a lie. He's not empty. He's full. So what's going on the other end? Thinking. Yeah, I know what's happening. That's all right. We'll fix it. We'll fix it, folks. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So basically, disconnect this. Whoopsie. Whoopsie doodle. I lost connection to my stuffs. That's all right. We'll get our way back up there. Gotta watch out. Gotta watch out. Easy to fall. Easy to fall. It's very easy to lose connection. I need a mod that gives you just a like 50% more range. It's really a short range that this creative flight thing lasts, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. You know what it is? Is it because of power over here? I don't know what it is. But we're gonna because I disconnected the things there. But yeah, so we're gonna plop down another rail platform, and then we're gonna connect up our rail right into there, right? So what we're going to have now is I want this one to be quartz, and I want this one to be bauxite, okay? So what I'm going to do is disconnect this guy, take all the bauxite that's in here, and put it in here so that this guy can fill up 100% with quartz, okay? That's the play. That's the deal, yo. Okay? So you're going to be bauxite, because part of the problem is the amount of bauxite we have is causing us to have a problem. So is that going in? Yes. Cool. And then for the sake of this looking nice, we can probably just do this. And that should be cool. Okay, so then that and that. Cool. Alright, now we need another freight car, which I hope we have the stuff for. Yeah, we do. So I'm going to remove this locomotive on the front here, so I can put a freight car. Can I not pick the freight car with the picker? Here. And then we'll put another locomotive here, and we're going to make sure he's facing the right way. Cool. And then looks like I have to reconfigure the timetable, right? So we're going to go bauxite first. And base 2, right? And then autopilot. There is a timetable, I assure you. Cool. So next stop is bauxite. Sweet. And then what we should get is double loading of this guy. Okay? So this thing is empty, and this guy's going to get bauxite, right? And I'm going to take this quartz out of here so that he's nice and stable. And the quartz can go in here if we wanted it to do. So check that out. 2 freight things going on. How cool is that? How cool is that going on? Ah, it's pushing me. Cool. So now you've got that in you, and you are raw quartz. Cool. We're going to check him on the other side, and then I have to reconfigure the other side for proper unloading of these two things. But this way, we kind of... Now we're not going to backstuff our bauxite on the receiving end and impact our ability to receive quartz. Because I think that's what was happening. We weren't getting enough quartz here because we had too much bauxite. Because we're not voiding bauxite, right? And that's going to be good. So let's get ready to autopilot you off. Come in for a stop. Going forward. I don't want you to unload. Alright, autopilot is off. There we go. Now, I don't know how far I need to go here, but I assume pretty far. Hopefully that's enough. Right? Actually, just barely enough. It's okay. That's right. I forgot. When I disconnect that, I lose the power. I'm drawing power from those electrical, or from those things, and yeah, that's a bad time right there. All right, cool. So you're now going to be, so when it arrives, we're going to have bauxite first. So bauxite will be closer. Yeah. Let's be careful. Yes, and then quartz will be second. Nice. All right, that's pretty cool. So we can dismantle all the shenanigans that we set up over here, right? And we don't really need the the awesome sink anymore? I think that's fair. We don't really need the awesome sink no more. So no more awesome sink, no more smart filtering, no more of that nonsense, okay? So you're gonna fill up with all the bauxite. I want you to actually completely clear out, sir. And you can have that guy. We want to make sure that this is nice and emptied. And I'm just going to void any excess that we have. Okay? Because we need to rearrange this smartness. Right? So no more you. No more you. We're going to have a Mark V here. Okay, and it's not perfect the way things are, but it's okay. It'll get her done, right? Am I right about this? All right? Because it's bauxite, then quartz, right? So it'll be bauxite here, and then quartz here. And that should be cool. Yes. Yes. And let's make sure that you're configured to unload, just like you're configured to unload. Don't forget that step. That's an important step. So now I should be able to get back in here and turn on autopilot. Cool? And what we should have is a more efficient way of transporting bauxite and raw quartz. And what this also means is we're no longer voiding on this end or that end. So there's no more need to awesome sink either resource. So they'll eventually back stuff, and that'll be cool. Now, in fairness, we route our raw quartz all the way down, and eventually it does back stuff. So we have to keep that in mind. But that's okay. Or, I mean, it eventually does awesome sync, right? Because on the other side of the drone port, it's awesome syncing the quartz. Yes? And that we can't make better unless we had 3 sets of drone ports and drones. Unless there's something about drones I don't quite understand. Oh, goodness, I reversed it. Oh, goodness, I reversed it. I could have sworn I did this correctly. I could have sworn I did this correctly, and I totally reversed it. My bad. How did I mess that up? I couldn't even tell you. Well, we're going to have a little bit of a mess to clean up downstairs. But that's okay. That's okay. So what do we got here? You guys, I'm gonna upgrade you guys all the way to Mark 5s, I think. Do I have the resources to do that, you think? Aluminum alcad sheets? We'll see. How much do Mark 4s do? Because that's what I'm doing, right? $480? That should be enough. Alright, let's go fix our derps that we made. The derps! Because you know there's derps somewhere in here. I could have sworn that I did that correctly, and my brain, it done did derp. It done did derp. So let's steal all this bauxite off of here. Goodness, brain. Way to derp. I'm gonna fix this real quick off camera because I don't think you guys need to... Whoops, what did I just disconnect? I think I just disconnected this guy connecting to this guy. Yep, that's it. So yeah, we'll come back in a minute after I fix. Alright, I think I've resolved all my derpiness. And while I'm here, I'm going to get more aluminum alclad sheets so we can increase the... Oh, wow. We are low on those. Ish. I can snag a few from here. But yeah, look, it's all kind of doing the thing we would want it to do, right? Everything's working pretty well. Now, how is this production line doing? See, he's still choking on silica a little bit. That's why we're addressing this, because silica is starting to become a problem. But look, we're fixing our silica. Our silica is getting better, which is cool. Now, what I would like... So you guys are Mark 4 belts. What I think I'm going to do is reduce you to Mark 3 belts coming out of here. Because I really would like him to have more of the quartz going towards the silica production than going towards the area over there. And to further augment this, I think what I'm going to do is upgrade this guy to a Mark 5-ish belt. Yeah. I feel like that's probably a good route to go, for the quartz at least. Yeah, I like this plan. Whee! Gotta love the tubes. How great are these tubes? So yeah, what I'm gonna do is have all the things going up and down here be Mark, and I might want to do this with a proper jetpack. Might not be a bad idea. But yeah, we'll do Mark 5 for all the quartz. So that way we'll guarantee that quartz is coming down super fast, because I really want to make sure all my quartz makers are running at full speed, right? So Mark 5 belt here for the quartz. Okay, and then... Oh, that was it, huh? They're all Mark 5s now? Let's just validate. Definitely Mark 5, definitely Mark 5. And then you've got a nice splitter happening, and then that looks pretty cool to me, right? Perfect. Perfect. So then you'll back stuff, right? And then excess will go that way at a rate of 270 resources per minute. Sweet. I like. And then relatively quickly, what we should see is these guys all filling up on silica, and silica no longer being a problem for them. Yeah? And that seems to be what we're having happen. Right? And yeah, pretty soon we're going to get back to 100% production rate. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Now, how are you guys doing? You all good? You're pretty good. You're pretty good. Everybody's groovy here? Yeah. Looks fine. No backstuffing on water. Yeah, everybody looks good, right? Yeah, I think all our efforts to do mathing paid off, right? Now, how about you guys? You're all good? Yeah. They're a little bit low on aluminum ingots, but remember that's because we're a little bit low on silica. But we just resolved the silica problem, so shortly we should be having plenty of silica happening, and we're going to have a nice net gain on it. It'll start backstuffing, and that'll be great. That will be great. Cool. And this awesome sink is really not being used anymore, but I'm leaving it there just in case. Just in case. Now, are you cool? Why are you not getting raw quartz? There might be one more. Yeah, there's one more piece of bauxite that I missed. See? See? Gotta pay attention. Gotta pay attention. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And are these all Mark V belts? No. They are now. Cool. Cool. So that'll guarantee pretty much that these guys get precedence over the other direction. And then we should be really good on silica now. Awesome. Factory games are fun, dudes, let me tell you. Dyer really does enjoy them quite a bit. Look at that. Nice. We look like we're doing quite well. We're going to hit 100% pretty soon here, especially once this one backstuffs. Yeah. Coming along nicely. Look at it all. Maybe I want to make you Mark Vs just to make sure. It doesn't hurt. I love Mark V belts. They're so good. They are so good. All right, cool. So now that we've got that going, let's check in on our drones. What's cool is that now that this has been running for a little bit, we can kind of see the transfer rate of items, which is neat. It's neat to see that. I do like seeing that. That's super cool. And obviously, I've been manipulating the inputs and outputs a little bit and messing with them, so that number is going to change. But we can also see how many batteries it's using. So it uses 2.46 batteries per minute. It needs 5 batteries per round trip. So I assume batteries are literally just like fuel. Like they're one-time use batteries. It's not like they can be recharged. So we want to, you know, keep that in mind. I was kind of in an assumption that like batteries would have to be recharged or something, but no, it looks like it's one-time use. So, you know, but we're making 20 batteries per minute here. And this is running at 100% efficiency. So, long story short, we're just fine on batteries, right? Eventually we'll backstuff it all and it'll be good. Let's go check in on our other side where the drone is going to. And then I want to start looking at automating some of the things we might need to automate. Now, if we ever needed more plastic or rubber to happen, we could also do what we did back at the other train station here, and that would be cool. So I guess that's the downside of drones, is that you need one, if you really want to be perfectly efficient, you should have one drone port pair and one drone per item type. You can do what I'm doing, but if you're doing what I'm doing, you have to awesome sync your items. Otherwise, what'll happen is you'll eventually back stuff on, for example, aluminum casings, and then you won't get any more of anything else, right? So by virtue of the fact that we're doing the trickery with the smart splitters and the awesome sync, we will never back stuff on any of these 3 resources. We will always be voiding excess of them, which means our aluminum production and our raw raw quartz things will always be running. Now, in fairness, most of that comes off of water, bauxite, and raw quartz, which we literally have unlimited amount of. The only thing that it's costing us is a little bit of power, which I'm not going to lose sleep over, right? But if we wanted to be the ultimate in efficiency, what we would do is have 3 drone port pairs, 1 for each resource, 3 drones, right? And then they would eventually back stuff. So that way that if raw quartz back stuffed and aluminum casings didn't, we would wind up, you know, making more aluminum casings. So that's the gist, right? We can see the item import here, and we can see this thing all running and doing its job. So quite pleased with the way this works. Actually, I really do like it. It's a neat way to do it so that you can have one drone port feeding you multiple items. So I think that's cool. Now, let's go take a look at what's important for our next steps. Let's see what's important. What are we going to unlock next? That's, I think, our next question. So let's fly over to here. Loving my creative flight. Woo! Hazmat suit might be a good thing to unlock, because one of the things we're going to need to get into next is nuclear power. Now that's going to need a healthy amount of supercomputers, which sounds fun. Not. And also a healthy amount of modular frames, a lot of cables, a lot of concrete, and then we're going to need to start looking at automating nuclear power, which I assume is going to have a lot to do with aluminum. Then there's advanced aluminum production. That's another thing we're going to want to look into, and that's going to need radio control units. So again, I'm still not 100% sure which of these things we're going to need to, in bulk, produce, right? Like these things we're already making, obviously, but radio control units, am I just using these to unlock things and I'm done, or do I need a lot of them? I'm not sure, right? Because the drones... Where are my drones? Are they under organizational logistics? Why don't I see drones? There they are. Yeah, okay, it's under motor vehicles. Yeah, so those need like a little bit of radio control units. So yeah, I should maybe consider automating those. But the big one is going to be nuclear power and advanced aluminum production. Both of these things seem pretty important. So which one should we go for first? Nuclear power just sounds cool, right? Right? So if we're going to do nuclear power, we're going to need a hazmat suit. So let's prepare ourselves for that. That's not going to be a big deal, because I've already got most of what I need. I just need a handful more gas filters. Now, gas filters need coal, which I can make myself have some of, and some fabric as well. And fabric we can key off of biomass and mycelium. All right, that's not a problem. Do I have extra biomass laying around? I have extra sulfur and samor. I don't think I have much else. And that's just raw quartz stuff. All right, cool. So we can make biomass. I'm going to make it with the alien carapace that I have in my inventory here and some of these alien organisms. Because, like, frankly, yeah, not worried. Just got a lot of that stuff. Okay, and now we can make our fabrics. I'll be back in a minute after I craft a few of these. I'm going to need more mycelia soon. Now what's cool is we've decided to bring our coal and our sulfur over here. So if we need to do things with like the explosives and all the other stuff that coal and sulfur is used for, we have a way to, we have a location, I should say, where we can set that up. But for now I'm just going to steal some coal. That's my plan. My plan, steal some coal from you guys. A couple stacks ought to do me. Couple stacks ought to do me. Just gonna wait for him to fill up again. Grab another stack. And then craft the gas filters that we need. And then we're gonna get access to uranium. And then what I'm probably gonna do is go find some uranium. And that should be cool. So, quickie craft bench. Only available gas filters. Yeah, let me just make all 40 of these, because why not? Alright, crafting complete. So now we can zip over to here, hand this in, make ourselves a hazmat suit, and then go find some uranium. Have we seen uranium on camera yet? I feel like we probably haven't. I don't think. They're rare. There's very few uranium nodes, but just like all other ore resource nodes, there's unlimited amounts of uranium in them. It's just about throughput and processing. So we're gonna see what we get, right? But first things first is the hazmat suit. So we're gonna want to make one of those. So let's launch this dude. Hazmat suit unlocked.
Milestone reached. With the new hazmat suit and iodine-infused filters, you will be protected against uranium-based radiation.
Yay. I can make it already. How great is that? Cool. and iodine-infused filters uses the existing filter with a little bit of aluminum and a little bit of quick wire, and we can be protected from nuclear radiation. Sweet. So just like the gas mask, it basically protects you. Just note that you're going to need a lot of filters, so keep that in mind. Sweet. But I don't think that gives me access to scanning for uranium, right? So the pod will be back in 5 minutes here. Nuclear power is where I can get my scanner update. Let's select that. That's going to need supercomputers, though. And I feel like that's a thing that we should probably consider automating real quick, right? Should we look into automating supercomputers? Because we've already got computers pretty well automated, so supercomputers might not be a bad way to go. So let's get our manufacturer ready to go. I'm also going to need 200 heavy frames, which is a lot of heavy frames. Our heavy frame production is still, struggling a little bit. Looks like we're only running at a little bit of efficiency here, and it's mostly steel pipes that are my problem? Really? Am I choking on steel pipes pretty hard? I guess I am. I guess I am. So you know what I'm going to do about that? I'm going to tweak this guy to be a steel pipe producer. And what I'm going to do is that. Cool. So hopefully that'll improve it. So right now I'm making 60 steel pipes per minute, right? Is that accurate? I feel like that's accurate. And we're using what? We're using... This guy's not really running, right? So don't worry about him. Is this guy running? No, he's backstuffed as well, so don't worry about him. We've got, in terms of usage, 30 per minute plus 25 per minute plus 25 per minute. Well, there's your problem. Well, there's your problem. We're doing 130. That's a problem. We're not even close. We're not even close. What I might want to do is overclock these dudes. So that would bring me up to 40 per minute here, right? And this might want to be a triple overclock. And that'll be 50 per minute? So that's 40, 40, and 50, so that's 130. That's exactly what we're needing, right? Right? Am I right? Or did we need more than that? So that's 130 that we are making. You guys needed... Okay, 50 and 30 is 80. So, actually, no. Let's go with 100, right? So this can be 40, 40, and 20, and that would be 100. And that should be sufficient, right? Yeah, 100 per minute. Because it's 50 plus 30 is 80, and now we're making 100. So that's going to slow down our steel production, like our steel these things production, but we're using them far less because we're not doing as much with them here with the steel beams. Like, this thing's still cooking a lot, obviously, but it's okay. Are we not bringing enough concrete over here to make this stuff? I mean, we're still producing more than we need, right? Because we're making 12, and we need 10. So we're still overproducing this, and we're not really using Mark IV belts anymore. So again, not a concern. So I'm going to leave that alone as well. So you should be okay. So you need 48 per minute. And then where else are you going? 48 and 7. So that's not a big deal. And that's it for this production line? So are we making enough of this? We'll find out. We're making 45 per minute. All right, so it's a little bit low, but I think we'll be okay. We really need to do that steel upgrade thing is what we need to do. I really need to amp up my steel production line. It's something that, like, I've been saying I'm going to do for a while now and just haven't gotten around to. But we will. We will at some point. But that'll amp up our modular frames, which will be nice. I'm going to give myself a few more... We seem to need a lot more of these. So I'm going to give myself space for more of them to back stuff. And now that we've got steel balanced out properly, we should be cool, right? Yeah, you can already tell that we're now going to be running at 100% efficiency without any kind of a problem. So I'm down with that, if you guys are down with that. Cool. All right, next up, supercomputers. So computers we're doing fine, right? It's running at 0% right now, but that's because we're backstuffed on computers. So let's talk about supercomputers for a minute and see what's involved in making them, because that looks like a bit of a thing. So we're going to want a manufacturer. And we're going to, well, maybe I don't want him that far away. Well, maybe I do. Mostly because we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out together, folks, because I don't know that I've ever really automated these before. So we need 3.75 computers per minute, and we are currently making 2.5. All right, so we need to increase this by 50%. So we have to overclock this guy a little bit if we want to have a break-even point. And then we need AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and plastic. Am I automating anything of those? Like, am I automating either of those? I don't think so, actually. I don't think so. Because we have circuit boards, but I don't think we have AI limiters or high-speed connectors, right? So I think those are both assembler recipes, though. AI limiters are copper, tubes, and quick wire. So that's easy. That's not terrible. It might be a MAM research for the other thing. I think it's in the Quaternium tree. High-speed connectors. Yes. I need more quick wire. So let me get 3 stacks of that stuff. And I'm going to put away the 158. And that'll have 2 stacks on me after I kick off this research. Huzzah! High-speed connector, research complete. Which now gives me, by the way, access to the power switch, which is neat. It also gives me access to supercomputers, which I already got. And it also gives me access to power poles Mark III, which allow for more connections, which is cool. But we'll take a look at all this in a minute. Let's look at the assembler recipe for high-speed connectors. Are you not 2 parts? High-speed connectors. Oh, it's a 3-part. Okay. So it's quick wire, cables, and circuit boards. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. We can make that happen, right? That's something we can make happen. Do I have room here for another manufacturer? Buy. It's tight. It's real tight. It's real tight. But I could tap into this guy, right? Because we don't technically need him no more. At least for now, we don't need him. So yeah, let's get rid of this guy entirely, right? Because that was making my go up into the orbits thing. I'm gonna make a quick storage container here, just to hold on to these guys. Only because, I mean, they're not terribly hard, but you know. And then what we can do is have a quick manufacturer for high-speed connectors. Okay. And that'll be quick wire, which we should be able to sneak in here. Okay. Ah, look at this. Boom, quick wire. And then cables. Do we have cables nearby? Kind of-ish, yes. And then a splitter. encroaching on others' clearance lies. There you go. Stop lying about encroachments. Logistics. I'm gonna need some stackable conveyor poles, I think. I like that. I like that. Whose clearance am I encroaching on? I don't like encroaching on others' clearance. I don't feel like I'm encroaching on anybody's clearance, but it must be this manufacturer right here. So, we can fix this. We can fix this real quick. What I'm going to do real fast is something like this. Okay. And then put the conveyor belt here. And then have this guy... Isn't smart the best, though? And then this guy? And then this guy. How cool is that? And then we don't really need these stackable dudes anymore, because they're really just for placing. Cool. Perfect, right? That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good to me. And then just some circuit boards, which hopefully... I think I can do it, but it's just going to look a little bit ugly. Wait, is that a... That is a merger. Yeah, we're not going to want... We want this to probably be a splitter. How many do you make per minute? 8.75. And how many do you need per minute? 3.75. So if I change this to a splitter... Right? That should work. And now we're making high-speed connectors. Awesome. So let's wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next time. We'll automate supercomputers. We'll work towards nuclear power. And we've got a bunch of stuff to do in Tier 8. For now, Adult20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.